Thank you for being here. Hi. Hey, everybody. All right, well, I am so pleased to present the Truth Seekers Award to my friend and colleague, Jake Tapper. To the world, Jake is a dogged reporter, a tough interviewer, a sharp writer. But to his friends, he's just a guy who draws cartoons in his free time. And also has an oddly large collection of political memorabilia. But Jake is, in many ways, a modern-day Renaissance man. He anchors 10 to 11 hours of television every week. He writes fiction novels. He writes nonfiction books, all while being a loving dad and a father. With his latest New York Times best-selling book, Original Sin, Jake does what he does best: annoy people in power by asking the uncomfortable questions and demanding answers to those questions. This is obviously not a job that will necessarily make you a hugely popular person, and it might not make you a whole lot of friends with those people in power. And yet, Jake has managed to, for many, many years and through many presidents, build a career based on his reputation as being someone unafraid to ask the tough questions. I've had, on one occasion, a source say about me behind my back, "Who do you think you are, Jake Tapper?" I took that as an extreme compliment because Jake is someone who everyone knows, Democratic and Republican, is not going to shy away from going there when the truth demands it. And so it is my honor to present the Variety and Rolling Stone Truth Seekers Award to the one and only Jake Tapper.
Thank you so much. Abby Phillip, everybody. Abby Phillip. Abby is such a unique and rare talent. I remember when she was at the Washington Post and at ABC, and then thankfully we got her at CNN. The last time I think we were together, Abby, we were talking about aliens that were about to invade the world on Three Body Problem. I don't know how many people saw that show, but we talked about that. She's fearless, and I respect her immensely. I'm very honored to get this award, and I'm a big fan of Paramount, Variety, and Rolling Stone, and I want to thank everybody there for honoring me. I'm at a stage in my life now when I have a little bit more gray hair, and they start giving you awards on your way out the door, and I'll take it. We are obviously all. It's actually, in a way, nice to be in a room full of people who are, like me, worried about the future of news, to the point that sometimes it keeps me up at night. What's going to happen? Is there going to be a place for people who try to tell the truth, or is the world just going to be divided into silos of information that reflect ideologies that don't really have much to say when it comes to just the facts on the ground? I don't know how many people are familiar with the Dunning-Kruger effect. The Dunning-Kruger effect is basically the idea that incompetent people are so incompetent they don't know they're incompetent. And it started with this incredible story, a true story that happened in 1990 outside Pittsburgh, where two guys walked into a bank, no mask, no disguise, no sunglasses, no wigs, no nothing, robbed the bank. They were caught. They denied doing it. They were shown the closed-circuit television footage. That's you. And one of them said, "How could that be? I had on the lemon juice." And what had happened was his friend had convinced him that since lemon juice also works as invisible ink, that if you covered this is a true story, that if you covered your face with lemon juice, you would be invisible. And he'd even tested it with a Polaroid camera, and I guess the film was faulty or he aimed wrong or whatever, but he was convinced it was true. And a professor at Cornell was fascinated by the confidence of this guy, and he did a study. This is Dunning, and with his graduate student Kruger, he did a study, and they interviewed a bunch of Cornell students. No offense to Cornell, but it turned out that the more somebody was ignorant on a topic, the more they thought they knew. And the more somebody actually knew about a topic, the more insecure they were about their knowledge. And this is Dunning-Kruger effect, and we see it all over the world, and certainly in the United States today, where people who don't know what they don't know are confident they know everything there is to know about the Pentagon or whatever. And the one thing I'll say about the Dunning-Kruger effect is when I was researching it, just because I'm a nerd, and I was interested in it, Dunning got lots of facts wrong about the actual bank robbery in his paper, in his original paper, because it's not easy to be a journalist. You don't just phone it in. You actually have to find out, no, the arrest didn't happen the same day as the bank robbery. It happened several months later. And there are all sorts of details that Mr. Dunning, Professor Dunning, who is brilliant, I'm sure, in all sorts of ways, is not brilliant as a journalist. And facts do matter. What we do matters. And it is not easy to do it. So that's just a reminder that even people who come up with terms for people that are so stupid they don't know how stupid they are, can't necessarily do what we do on a day-in, day-out basis. So in any case, thank you so much for this wonderful award, and I'm happy to do the Q&A now.